We don't have to watch any stinky old game if you don't want to. It can just be me and you and Lauren, and we can talk about all kinds of. Well, hello, creepies and crawlies. I'm sorry, somebody wasn't wanting to watch the stinky. I know. I'm back. Where have I been? Where have I been? I was having computer issues. I'm sorry I missed last week, and last episode. I hate that too because that was such a cool show. Great guest, and totally went down a rabbit hole listening to her podcast afterwards. Oh my God, it was amazing. Amazing. Okay.
Good
Hi.
evening, Skylar Productions. Go Sportsball!
Yes,
Sports
Sportsball.
You can tell all of the people who are so excited for the sports ball because they're here watching our show.
Thank goodness we have some people that will join us and watch us, even when the ultimate sports ball episode is on. Is it an episode? Is it I don't even know.
I think it's like a convention, like a fandom convention. That's what I go with.
I see makeup and I see costumes, so I'm like sports ball con. I'm good with that. Is that
they cosplay as their favorite
team?
Sure. I almost said sports ball comedians, but I was like, that's not right.
Could be. Oh my God. So okay, so do you watch any of the sports ball stuff?
No. I grew up on it though. Like I can still do all of the old school NFL tunes. It'll randomly just pop into my head and I'll start singing them because I grew up on it. My father was a huge sports baller.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as several people know, I actually worked in the wonderful world of athletics for about 16, 17 years. And so this is the one that's in my head. You know that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Not to mention, okay, yes, I grew up on the sports ball, but also I was like forced to go watch all of the sports balls because I was in band. And the band has to come, and so I very much know those songs. The yay
fight songs.
Fight songs. I don't even know the words from anymore. I'm just like, I did that. That was a thing I did do at one point in my life.
You know what? Actually, I was one of those band. I think we could refer to them as band nerds, band geeks. What do we call them?
Band geek.
Band geek. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, so band geek. Yeah, I was totally a band geek. As a matter of fact, that is how I met Geek Gumshoe or the Cabana Boy, whatever you want to call him. This episode, because so we were band geeks, and so I kind of grew up watching it. My family was really, my brother and my father were really big into sports and the whole 9 yards and everything. So a lot of fun there. And then when I
see what you did there, the sports and the whole 9 yards. Okay, sorry.
Art. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's pretty good. But also when I went to work in athletics, honestly, I got paid. Part of my job was to go to games, and I would go watch games and in the arenas that we could drink beer, have a glass of wine or two or three or four, and go sit in the suite. And I'm honestly, I had at one point, when people talk to me about how cool my job was, I'm like, oh yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I get to go and sit in a suite and watch a game or not watch a game and have a couple of drinks, and it was a blast. So yeah, I do love that aspect of it. So, but I am not a big fan of the sport itself. So yeah. Oh wait, what did Eli just say? I saw something with hanging with band geeks.
What is it with me hanging out with band geeks? Because you're secretly one of us. I don't know if you are or not.
Yeah, I think
deep down, you should have been in band.
So since I was not on, we have a pretty amazing announcement. You and I, and well, Ice Cream Queens in general, if Magda can make it, she's more than welcome to join us. But we have been invited to be at Smoky Mountain Fan Fest. I almost said con, so Smoky Mountain Fan Fest. We are so freaking excited to do this. This is a great con. I got to go to this last year, and I mean, if you've seen the pictures of me with Lurch from the movie, this is where I met him. And oh yeah, it was actually a really, really good con. And so when they invited us, I got really super excited. But and we do have actually a couple coming up this next month. I think officially we have been I think we have officially been invited to three. Yes, we have officially been invited to Jackson Con, which hopefully we'll have artwork for
Mhm,
soon. Mid South Con, which we are
mhm.
probably going to be hosting a couple of panels. So if you are a horror fan and you want to come out and chat with us, and we like to be very interactive during these panels, and we want questions from the audience, kind of like doing a live show here. We want something of that nature. And of course, our friends at Haywood would
Yep.
like for us to do if we can do a live broadcast there, or if we can like pre-record and have snippets on the show. They are wanting us to do something really cool. So those are the three that we are officially invited to. And I hope to be at the tattoo and full moon tattoo and horror con
Oh, I
in
did see that. I didn't know when it was though.
it's in March too. It's like I think it's the last weekend in March.
And March is gonna be so busy. Oh my gosh.
I know I'm gonna have to take like a month off. But you hang on, I have to show you this. So I know Lauren's not gonna toot her own horn, but so our friend at Huff Photo has this incredible magazine. This is the second edition, the second issue of this magazine. And first of all, I'm just going to point out there's some of your favorite cosplayers. I'm sure there's more on here, but there's at least some of your favorite cosplayers right here.
Those two right there.
Those two, yeah, those two right there. The first edition, the first issue, you and I were actually in it quite a few times.
Mhm.
But one of the things that I wanted to show is that Lauren, who, if you are following her on the TikToks, has a makeup uh, an article. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm excited. I haven't read it because I just got it, and I've been planning for this show, and we've been planning for this show, and all the other things. So
Yeah.
here we are.
It's my first published article, and her photo was nice enough to come drop off the magazines to my work. So I was walking around, everyone would work like, look at this thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to comment. I'm like, he dropped it off. I guess we haven't told him that I work like right across the street from you.
Yeah. I didn't even
At
think about
the
it. I was just
same place.
I was just so excited about getting the magazines that
I
I
know.
was running around and telling everyone.
No.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep doing these little articles for the magazine. I don't want to do super complex, really difficult makeups when I want to do little things that are easy for like you've never touched a makeup in your life. Okay, here we go. We're gonna smear blush on your face and we're gonna learn how to do mushroom blush and just little things so someone who is a cosplayer who just throws on the costume and they don't really know what to do with the makeup, they can look at this and be like, "Oh, well, I cosplay Peach all the time," or I used it for an Alice in Wonderland costume for the one that I wrote on that article, and I just wanted little things that someone could go, "Oh, well, I could do that. Like that's
Yeah.
easy." So that was the whole intention behind it. I don't want them to be like masterpieces, just little like, "Hey guys, look, you could do this thing. It's fun. Look, fun makeup. Woohoo!" So
But that's a lot of that's a lot of it because honestly, one of the things that I hear a lot of cosplayers talk about is they spend all of this time building the costume and building the cosplay, and they put so much time and energy into props and costuming itself. But when it comes to makeup, I am hearing that a lot of our cosplay friends didn't really know where to start, didn't really know what to do. And those of us who my makeups are generally not anywhere as elaborate as yours, but it's like I grew up, I've spent a lot of time doing pinup makeup and stuff like that and doing goth makeup and stuff. So mine's a bit more, I don't know, subtle, I guess is a way. Yours is very
subtle.
fantasy.
Yeah, mine is very out there. Like I go. I love experimenting with the colors and
Mhm.
textures and if there's something weird I can do, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do that to my face, and we'll see where it goes. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't, well then those photos just don't get posted. Although the videos still do that.
Oh yes. Well, but here's the thing, not every body is equipped with their skin texture to do all of the I would love to do fantasy makeups, but it's just not something that I'm very strong in. And also it's like a lot of times when I have done those, I'm just looking at myself going, this doesn't fit me at all. It's just, I mean, as you know, you and I are the perfect complements for one another because you are very vibrant and very flamboyant and very you're basically like a fantasy character yourself,
Yeah,
and
I'll take it.
I am usually in black and white, mostly
You
black.
are the like vampiric oh, what is it called? Scary dog privilege. When I walk around with you, no one messes with me. Same with when I walk around with my husband. Like, no one messes with me if I'm with you or if I'm with him.
Well, honestly, when I'm with you, I have also noticed that I'm usually in a pair of really, really stacked platform heels. And so I look like I'm about 6 foot tall. So
It's
there's that.
especially tall looking next to my 5 foot ass. So
Okay. Hey, I'm for this. Toy Robot says that we need a video of Lauren doing an over the top makeup on DL.
ah,
Um, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Actually,
make you sparkle.
okay, I did one during Christmas. I did one for a Yule ball and I was sparkly and I swear it was like herpes. I can't think of how, I don't ever want that much glitter on me ever again. It was awful. Hey,
You, I can take the glitter. I'm sorry, you said hey, but I'm
no, go
I'm
ahead.
continuing on. I can take the glitter. The glitter is fine. Just don't put me on a beach because if there is sand up any crack it's not supposed to be, I would rather have
Ugh.
glitter up those cracks than sand.
I'd rather have sand because at least I'm laying out in it and I'm on vacation at that point. That's vacation. Okay, so we have a topic,
We
and the
do.
topic is actually kind of themed along the lines of the great sports ball episode con thing that's going on tonight, which kind of fun. Fan fest, sports ball, woohoo! If
Woo!
wait, go back. Okay, they're rolling so fast I
Hashtag
can't
glitter up your crack.
go back. We want to read what Skylar had to say because
Oh,
I'm
I missed
thinking,
that one.
yeah, if I went to school with you ladies, I probably would have been the mascot.
The mascot.
No,
Lovely.
no, no. We would have just we would have been mean girls, just not mean. We would it would have just picture mean girls. We would have been the cool girls ruling the school. No, no, no. We really wouldn't
No,
have. I was
no.
such a nerd. Not at all. I'm like, it's like that is a total misconception. I'm like, yeah, no, I was the biggest music nerd ever. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely same. It's very interesting to see other people I went to high school with who like I know that I annoyed the hell out of them. Like I was the band nerd, the choir nerd, the drama nerd.
Oh my god.
I was that person and I was always singing. Always. You could not get me to shut up. I was like undiagnosed ADHD, musically inclined nerd. And everyone was like, oh my God, will you please just stop? And now people love it. People are like, oh, hey, we'll pay you money to go and be this annoying, loud, ranty nerd person. And I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do that.
Yes, all of the things that you are made fun of. And this I think kind of ties in a little bit with this evening because
Mhm.
honestly, your whole your I mean, when I was in school, football players were jocks and cheerleaders were just part of their little entourage, and band geeks were band geeks, and they didn't pay that much attention to us. And it's like your weird, eccentric behaviors are what people come to love and make you stand out as you get older. And if
Mhm.
you can pursue something along the lines of, like with you and I, cosplay and goth life and all of the things that we do, it will help keep you feeling energetic and young for a very, very long time. So
Mhm.
embrace your weirdness and enjoy it. So we do have a
We do have a
topic.
topic.
God bless. We're what 15 minutes in. Normally at this point we're just introducing the guests. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Go sports ball.
Somebody bring me pom poms. Hey, is somebody in my house watching? Bring me some pom poms. I know I have pom poms. They're probably
I
blue.
don't think I do. We've somehow accidentally left them out of the house. I
Okay.
have yeah.
Ba, 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 ba. Okay, never mind. Um,
Okay.
all right. So tonight we are going to talk about some of the strange tales and myths and urban legends that are associated with the gridiron. Not necessarily just professional NFL, but because the first one that I really want to talk about is something that I found very, very interesting. As you know, recently we had Amanda join us, and she had been to the body farm, and
Mhm.
there is an old legend, old tale, old myth that under Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, which is UT's stadium, that there are bodies. And one of the so I have kind of heard this both ways, and it's like, yeah, I've heard it both ways. Um, so according to Donnie Wolf Stedman, I'm sorry, I'm reading the names just in case, who is the director of the UT Forensic Anthropology Center, she said, "Hi, George." She said, "Hi, George." They said, "Hi, George."
Hi.
Um, said that there were bodies were never beneath the gridiron. However, hundreds of skeletons of individuals are stored or were stored in the stadium hall within the east side of Neyland Stadium. So not necessarily under the football field, as people wanted to say, but yes, that was a site in which skeletons were stored, which makes me wonder: are there ghosts in
Well,
Neyland
possibly.
Stadium?
But for the people who missed the Body Farm episode, can you give like a quick rundown of what that is? So they're like, why
Sure.
are they storing skeletons?
Okay. So, University of Tennessee actually has a program that is forensic anthropology, in which they collect donated bodies. I'm assuming they're all donated for science, where they study the decomposition of bodies in different types of situations. Um, Amanda, who is a former police detective, actually came on the show, but she did. It's a law enforcement, I do believe, can go to this program for like 10 weeks. And you get to study every bodies in every type of situation. Like there's bodies, or are they donated? Okay, good point. Good point, Toy Robot.
Mm.
Or are they donated? But you can study bodies in all types of different situations. So if they are stored in the trunk of a car, which one of the great Memphis um, true crime stories was a body that was found in a car that had been there during the heat of Memphis summers for like weeks. So I can imagine that was pretty much liquefied.
Slush. That's
Yeah,
body slush.
but also one of the things that she was telling us is that everybody who attends this program also excavates. So they exhume or dig up a body. And it's a very fascinating, if you don't know anything about the body farm or about UT's forensic anthropology program, I would highly recommend to look into it. It's fascinating. So UT has all of these bodies that are donated to it in probably more than what the body farm can hold. And I imagine they have to cycle them in and out.
Mhm.
The good thing about donating your body to a program like that, um, is that they generally cover like funeral costs and stuff like that. If you want to know more, go find the episode. We'll
Mm.
try to link it also below. So, yay, go find the
Yeah,
episode, watch the episode. It's fascinating. It is truly fascinating.
it really is. I love the idea that you can donate your body to something like that. And not only are you helping people like learn about the way decomposition works. I'm in the sports ball mode. It's a competition. But no, they learn how that works, but you're also potentially helping solve future crimes.
Oh, yes, yes. And a lot of people are they find that the topic of true crime, and they find that a lot of the things that we talk about on our show to be very alarming. But honestly, a lot of the things that we do talk about from a law enforcement perspective. We do
Mhm.
have a lot of people that we talk with that are former law enforcement. We have people that come in on our show, and they give their expert opinions. So I think it's cool. I think it's wonderful that these things are kind of put into motion, and we get to be not necessarily part of the solution, but we get to hear all about it. And it's fascinating to me. Oh,
And
which
speaking
reminds me.
of, yeah,
Lauren, I don't have my glasses.
warning, this show may contain strong language or
Mm,
disturbing topics, which may be
mhm.
unsuitable for children, and unusual humor, which may be unsuitable for adults.
So don't
Yeah,
watch us at work.
we were recently discussing the podcast in like some group chat. I don't even remember, but someone commented. They're like, "Well, what is the podcast about?" And you're like, "Oh, well, we cover, gothic culture and blah blah blah, true crime." And someone in the comments went off like, "I wish more people would just stop covering it. It's not an acceptable thing to cover true crime, blah 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 blah." And I almost went in there and I was almost just like, "Bitch." The last episode we did the last episode we did of True Crime was because the daughter of the person who was unalived is
Thank you.
begging people to cover it. But I didn't. I bit my tongue and I was just like, I'm just going to let them feel superior and they're so much better than everyone else in this. But oh my God, it made me grumpy. Okay, I'm done with my rant.
Well, and I think that a lot of people don't really because there are a lot of podcasts out there that cover it just kind of all willy nilly. That episode in particular, we were talking about different things that could get different podcasters in trouble, like actually referring to this person's. It wasn't her father, but it was her mother's boyfriend as a murderer, and that's inaccurate. So, it is.
Yep.
He has not been. So yeah, it's when we cover something like that and we talk about true crime. First of all, we try to handle it from the perspective that we are not going to get ourselves in trouble, but there are a lot of times that we go out and to ask the permission. There have been a couple that we've actually had permission from the family to cover, and that's we kind of make sure that we cover our bases. And yeah. And if there's really, really far back, if there's possibly no relatives connected that are watching our show in particular, yeah, we will talk about those. And
I mean, we'll also talk about stuff just to bring it up. Like we did a Mother's Day episode, and I talked about, oh God, now I'm not going to remember her name. The lady who trigger
Susan
warning.
Smith.
Thank you, Susan Smith. And I was talking about that case because she's about to get out of jail. Like sometimes you just need to remind people, like, hey, this person did this terrible, horrible thing, and they're literally about to be free. Let's maybe bring this up again because so many people have forgotten by this point. What was that, the 90s when that happened? Like a lot of people didn't even know of the case when we covered it.
Oh no, right. No.
So, but also we have a topic.
Oh, we do. We'll rant. We'll go down a little rabbit hole and rant all day. So you have something a little less
well, I'm going to go with the so when we were looking for things to cover, when it was like, hey, well, let's cover the sports ball. The sports ball is happening. And I was just like, okay, well, how do I tie that into our little creepy show? So I started Googling creepy sports ball, football, Super Bowl things. And
because we know so much about it.
Yes, I'm very knowledgeable on the subject of the egg ball game.
Yeah.
So the Madden curse popped up, and I found it very interesting. At first, I was like, curse, ooh, curse. And the more I looked into it, the more I was like, okay, what is this about? So I found this really nifty article. It's CBSSports.com by Cody Benjamin. And it says, does the Madden cover curse still exist? A look back at 25 years of NFL stars offers as a verdict. And let me just tell you, first off, when I read this article and I was like, oh, wow, covering 25 years, that's amazing.
I know.
That goes so far back. It starts with the year 2000 and my heart just sank. I was like, oh, that's almost 25. Dang. Okay. So if you don't know what the Madden curse is, I'm just going to read directly from this article. It's very well written. But yeah, all of this is coming from this source. If you're a football fan, there's hardly a chance you haven't heard of the Madden curse, the apparent and infamous jinx that goes like this. The player featured on the cover of EA Sports' annual NFL game is doomed to encounter, let me say that again, is doomed to encounter something bad. Poor luck, a decline in play, or maybe a serious God, I cannot read today. Injury. Superstition at its finest. Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead, and it does go over every single year, and they even gave it a verdict. Is this cursed? Cursed, not cursed. Cursed. So starting with 2000, John Madden, Detroit Lions, RB Barry Sanders, He's one of the greatest running backs to play the game, but his abrupt, unexpected, and controversial. Did I say something wrong? You're laughing.
No, the comments. Flash those
Oh.
back up. Those are great.
Okay. I missed the comment. Sorry. Toy Robot says, I'm going to sing the Doom song.
Thank you.
And Eli said, hashtag Invader Zim Doom. All right.
Okay.
Where was I? Unexpected and controversial retirement came in July 1999, meaning he never set foot on the field after landing on Madden. His departure was so shocking that EA used the Green Bay Packers Dorsey Levens for the cover of an alternate and European version of the game. So that's the first starting off.
Cursed. That's the first one.
2001 Tennessee Titans Eddie George. He went to rush for more than 1,500 yards in his cover season, but he also lost a career-high number of fumbles, coughed up the ball in the Titans season-ending playoff game, and never averaged more than 3.4 yards per carry for the rest of his career. I hope y'all know, this is like me trying to read a cookbook that's in another language to you, reading these out loud.
So I had to do player stats for basketball players. So I'm I understand totally. I'm like, what? Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we got 2002 also cursed apparently. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Dante Culpepper, after throwing 33 touchdowns and going 11, I don't know what 11-5, how you say that, whatever, 11-5 as a first-time starter in 2000. Culpepper took a nosedive during his cover season. How do you say it? Oh, you're laughing again.
I'm not laughing.
Liar.
Okay.
All right, injuries cost him 6 games. He fumbled 16 times and threw just 14 TDs compared to the 13 picks and went 4-7 in his starts.
Do you know what a TD is?
I have no idea. Tuberculosis? That's what my brain went to.
Touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Touchdowns. Go. That's the actual scoring point. So, okay.
Sportsball. All right, so continuing on, we got 2003.
11-5 is their
11-5.
11-5 would be like their wins losses, I would imagine.
Oh,
I can't. I don't know. I'm like, my brain is like, what?
Gonna go like a general here. 2003 Rams Marshall Faulk, they decide was cursed.
What was his last name?
Faulk. Faulk. Faulk.
Not what I thought you said. Sorry. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Yes, Marshall Faulkett. That's where I'm at this point.
We can skip 2004. I really don't even like this guy.
Michael Vick. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these people are.
He's the dogfight guy.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Oh, we don't. Okay, keep on going.
Heard. 2005. The first one that was not cursed was RB Ray Lewis. They're saying like his interception total dropped from 6 to 0 in 2004, his cover year, and the Ravens also missed the playoffs, but that's nitpicking is what they put in here. He still logged 147 tackles. If we're talking about the next year, there might be a case as he missed 10 games, though, but they labeled him like the first one to beat the curse. Go, Ray Lewis.
Okay, so you said LB Ray Lewis?
Yeah.
Okay, LB.
Left back person. Line back. Is it
linebacker? Linebacker. You're getting there. You're getting there. QB is quarterback. Okay, keep on going.
I'm the quarterback, I think. I think I said quarterback.
Okay, QB is quarterback. Okay, come on. Skip 2007. I can't say that one.
Oh my god. All right, so 2006 cursed, 2007 cursed, 2008 cursed, 9 cursed, 2010 they put half cursed. I have to read this one. What is? I don't know.
Arizona half cursed.
Let's see here. Fitz had one of his standard Pro Bowl seasons with more than 1,000 yards, but Pomelu missed a career high 11 games in 2009. Okay, so there must have been 2 people on the cover.
This is a whole lot of information about sports ball,
right?
And can we just say curse, not curse, not curse, not curse?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
2011 cursed, 12 cursed, 13, 14 cursed, 15, and 16 not cursed. They beat it. So good Good job, them.
So, so it's
Did
like
I
half
break?
cursed. I don't know. So it's like half cursed, half not cursed. So is it really a curse if like that many? Because I think what I've read is that 15 out of 25 were cursed. And I guess that is actually a pretty decent sized percentage if you break it
Mhm.
down. But is that really considered a curse? 15
Okay,
out of
so
25?
this is my feeling on it, okay? I don't feel like the curse is being on the cover of the magazine. I feel like the curse is being involved in a sports ball game where you're ramming your head against like other
Bum, bum,
brick-sized wall
bum.
men. Um, like it's a high energy, dangerous thing that they're
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
Of course, people are going to get injured or going to something, or they're not going to like be perfect like the year before when they were chosen for the pedestal of balling. I don't know how to pronounce.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Somebody is going to tune in and watch this episode and they are going to absolutely die. It's like these people are talking about sports ball, specifically about the Superb Owl sports ball program, and we know nothing about it.
That's why I thought this would
Nothing.
be really entertaining, actually. Just like, listen to these two chicks talk football. They don't know crap about football, but hey.
I actually have had no. Wait a minute. Now I need to see Ice Cream Queens calling color for a major game just
Or
for the
just
train.
the train wreck
Oh
it would be.
yes,
I don't know
please,
what that means.
please.
What does calling color mean?
I don't know. I'm like begging to do it. I have no idea what the heck it means. Can somebody please tell us what this means? Because we are not
I just
sports
want to
ball.
go to a sports ball game and set up this and do like a whole be like, okay, and then this guy what's his number? I don't know. They did some. He's tackled now. Okay.
Mm.
Well, whoever that was got a tackle, and they're setting the thing up again. And
Something happened.
or something.
Lauren, that's calling color. Wait, Lauren, that's calling color. That's calling color. Okay,
Okay,
all
that's
right.
calling colors commentary. So it's
Play by play.
calling color is the sports ball commentary. Look,
Yay! We're this side of teachable. We are on the right side of teachable. Are we? Are we really?
I just think it would be very interesting, especially letting us go up and like interview the sports ball guys and be like, hey,
I have done that before.
so like, what happened out there? What do you mean what happened out there? I wasn't even on the field. Oh, my bad.
But can you tell me, because I wasn't on the field and I don't know either.
Yeah.
So.
Can you explain to me what happened out there?
Okay, so I do have to tell you, so the university that I work for and the sports ball football program that I work for actually had a great program set up, and I attended this. I don't know that I got past drinking the wine and actually paid attention, but they had no, because there was such a thing where you had people who were going, women that were going, that were and some men that were going, because I mean honestly, you don't have to be male or female to be a fanatic, to be a fan. Honestly, anybody can be a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would do this preseason event where they would have like a luncheon or a dinner or something like that, and it was like cocktails, and they would have people come in and try to explain to you how sports ball, specifically for football football works. And I've actually been to at least one, if not two of these, and I still don't know. I worked in basketball for like 8 or 9 years. I still cannot tell you anything about the game itself. I can tell you all of the ins and outs of like getting things together for the team and what's required. I can give you all that. And people love to talk to me about sports because they think I know. And I'm like going, there's a lot of smiling and nodding and deer caught in headlights. And they love to ask me questions. I'm like, okay, yeah, what do you think? That sounds about right. If you hear me say that, that means I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so random. Do you want a random?
Yeah,
I
go
met
random.
a football person once. Do I know who it was? Absolutely not. I have no clue who the sports ball person was. So we were at a basketball game, and it was like a big game. For some reason, I think like Jordan was playing. I don't know. I was a child. Like it was one of his out of retirement, look, we're gonna play this fun thing, whatever. So we're sitting there and look, they're running that way, they're running that way, they're running that way. Dad, I'm bored. I'm hungry. Can I go get some? Yeah, here, take some money, go get some soda, snacks, whatever. Cool. So I go waddling down to the I was a kid, to the line for the fooding, and I just feel this tower behind me. This huge thing creature, and I turn around
Giant
and
tower
I
of a
look
person.
up, and I was just like, "Are you a basketball player?" This guy was huge, huge, and I'm a short adult. I was even a shorter child. And he starts laughing. He was like, "No, I don't play basketball. I play football." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. What's your name?" Do I know the name? No, I don't have any clue who the name of this person was. But I will tell you that I went back and I sat down next to my dad and I had my little snacks. And I was like, "Dad, I just met blah, 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 blah out in the lobby getting snacks." And he was so mad that he was not there. He was so angry. He's like, "Where is he? Why didn't you come get me?" And I'm like, "How am I supposed to know to come get you? That's a tall guy. If you want me to point out every tall guy I've seen out, Dad, is he a famous? Dad, is this guy famous? Is he a sports ball dad?" Like, but anyway, I did meet one. So if you are a football player and you met some kid in Memphis at a basketball game who had no clue who you were, that was me.
So I actually sent a message to our Facebook chat group
Mm.
and I'm asking the Cabana Boy to actually pull that and post that. Thank you. So this is actually a photo of me with
Oh gosh.
Mike. I think it was Mike McCarthy from. I probably have the wrong name, but he is a New Orleans Saint who played at the University of Football, the University at Memphis, and I'm actually at an event with him. Now, please do not make fun of me. Yes, I realize I look very, very different. This is probably about 20 years ago,
I'm
and
sorry. I was trying really hard and I was like, the Karen cut. It's the Karen cut.
No, actually, he told me that I had to. He's like, "You look kind of like Halle Berry with my," because I had just got. Oh God, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
No. Halle Berry's a lot cuter.
For a bit.
I'm like, I do have a Karen cut. It's awful, but look at that monstrosity in my hand because I just want to point out this is in reference to tonight. That is a Super Bowl ring.
Oh wow, that's huge.
That thing, yeah, I could have probably worn it on like 4 fingers easily, but anyway, so yeah, that is my one interaction with. I had a couple of interactions with NFL players, but that was the one where I actually got to hold the Super Bowl ring, and I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Okay, all right. It's like I recognize Super Bowl, and I recognize that there's a ring that goes with it and everything, but so I'm just like, oh yeah, that's cool. And
yeah, my introduction to the idea that sports ball people get rings was like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, when he's counting the little stones in everyone's rings. That was my introduction to that.
And actually, this is kind of funny. So, D'Angelo Williams was actually for a whole, I think, 3 days, was a student worker in my office.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I don't know who that is. Is that the one you were just talking about? No.
No, that was a different sports ball guy. So D'Angelo Williams, if you don't know anything about him, he's actually somebody that you would probably really, really like. So, oh no, yes, and I am not pale. It is the lighting. It is 100% the lighting. I have always been pasty and pale. So yes, it is a very warm lit room, and it's like a snapshot on a camera or something like that. I can't, like a phone or something from like years and years and years ago. But yeah. No, D'Angelo Williams, amazing individual, played at Memphis, and was just a super nice guy. But he is very active in supporting breast cancer because he did lose his mother to breast cancer while he was at Memphis. So yeah, so I do have some tie-ins with some people here and there, but that's about all I got.
All right, I've got one more thing here that was another article I wanted to bring up. Well, this actually wasn't an article. As I was doing my research by Googling of frantic sports ball typing with whatever words I could think of, that Fumble, creepy fumble. No, don't Google creepy fumble, by the way. Don't do that.
Why? Why?
Because it's lots of pictures of people being like, the worst injuries ever. Watch this
Ew.
guy's break, slow motion.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Ew. Gross. Okay.
So,
Stuff we don't really want to see.
Yeah, don't do that one.
I bet Eli would like it.
So, Eli, sound off in the comments. Is that something you would be interested in? One of the other legends is the Super Bowl flush, which, if you don't know what that is, apparently it is an urban legend, and people will fight online whether this is a true or not true. But so many people all go to the bathroom at the exact same time on Super Bowl Sunday in the middle of the what's it called when they take their little like encore break thing in the middle of the play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they take the little break thing, everyone goes to the bathroom and they're all flushing at the same time. And apparently it can cause some catastrophic events. And some people are like, no, that's BS. It's not really a thing. And other people are like, no, like they even like work overtime on stuff to make sure that everything is working to capacity plumbing wise. So I found this article. It's from the University of Arizona. It says Super Bowl's super flush, just a super myth. Well, some say the halftime super flush of toilets on Super Bowl Sunday is a myth. UA research scientist Gene McLean says evidence indicates that it happens and that wastewater treatment plants are prepared to handle such a surge. So they're saying like it's a thing, but like we've got it. We know it's coming.
Wait, can we go back? Can we go back to Skylar's comment?
Oh, what'd she say? I missed it.
You were talking about the break.
What's it? Halftime. That.
Is that what you meant? Is that because I am thinking like in between plays, the commentary when they're actually doing the color thing.
No, I was thinking like halfway through the play when they're like, okay, everyone go use the bathroom now. And
here's the music.
Here's the music. The
oh my god.
Closed. That's what I was trying to like, and I couldn't even come up with the word for the halftime of the play, much less the football one. So yeah.
By the way, I just had somebody correct me online. We know Skylar is actually Willow, so we know that's you, Willow. So, but we're reading the name.
Well, also, like if someone has a specific name online, I try to read that name and not like a different name that I may know them as, but like maybe they don't want everyone to know them as that name. So, I don't know. That's just like a weird thing with me because it's too many different pages and like I don't want people to follow this one, but the others please follow that one. And
I just got a direct message about it, so I figured I would like we know who you are.
We know who you are. Yeah, I just read the name that's on their habit that I've forced myself into.
So one of the ones, so we have been covering a lot of things and we've been funny. So we're going to try our best to be as not funny as possible with this because we do have a mindset sometimes where sometimes we do laugh at things that are a bit alarming, just because sometimes you have to find humor, but I don't really know that I can find humor in the next thing. And I was very traumatized, actually very, very traumatized doing the research on this. So there is also a myth that the Super Bowl Sunday is one of the biggest instances, the biggest days for domestic violence. And it's interesting because I'm finding a lot of details. Like I've read newspaper articles where they're like experts say no, but I am finding so much information that leads me to believe otherwise. Lauren, you actually brought this up to me, which kind of sent me down a rabbit hole. And I found myself just being very icked out by the whole concept of even of the whole Super Bowl Sunday and stuff. So do you want to like start off about where you found this and kind of how we got on the subject of this?
Yeah. So as like I said, I was Googling before, looking up just kind of like creepy statistics to do with football, the Super Bowl, things like that. And that one popped up. And I it hit me in a way I wasn't, because I was looking for something a little more jovial for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
But that one really kind of did not mean for the wording here, but that one kind of hit home.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, I came from a big sports ball family. Well, maybe not family, a big sports ball father who was also a big alcoholic. And I vividly remember the football parties, specifically the Super Bowl parties that we would have to host, because that's the biggest event. It's the biggest time, and all of my dad's friends coming over, getting shit-faced. And like to the point where they're passing out on the couches, falling asleep, like falling off of the couches. And if something didn't go right, I mean, it was so tense the entire time. And I will not say that I grew up in like a complete domestic violence. I never physically saw my father lay a hand on my mother. He did hit me once across the face. But there's so much more to domestic violence than just, oh, they put their hands on someone. There's growing up in a house to where you're afraid to make noises.
Oh,
because
yes.
you're going to upset someone. You're afraid to take up space or need things, or my childhood was fun. That's me being sarcastic.
No.
And the Super Bowl Sundays were, I mean, the best thing I had to look forward to was maybe watching the commercials and then hiding in my room the rest of the time, hoping that the drunk people in the house would just leave me alone.
No, because honestly, I think that there are a lot of people out there who are in situations that are where domestic violence is prevalent within the home. And sometimes you don't even recognize it growing up because you don't realize that people don't live in the same situation. You know, when you get out and you start talking with your friends and you start realizing that this is not normal, you know, it's very alarming. And sometimes you don't realize that, and you don't come to grips with that information until much later in life. You know, I grew up in a family that was very prevalent, who was, you know, they were very into sports, and they were very, and honestly, domestic violence is not 100% connected with sports. So please do not take this the wrong way. However, one of the things that we have discussed, I have discussed with Geek Gumshoe, and we have discussed, is there are certain situations in which families are put into very tense environments and tense situations, and sports like the Super Bowl parties and Super Bowl activities are definitely something that contribute to it. And there's a lot of publications that are coming out and saying that no evidence, you know, the evidence is not there, and that the experts are saying no. But honestly, if you think about it, I grew up, you know, I have spent my married life in a law enforcement household, and I can tell you 100% that when you put family members together that are not used to being together, when you start adding alcohol into a situation, that those are going to trigger domestic violence situations. If my husband was on call during Thanksgiving or Christmas, we could always guarantee that he was going to be called out at some point, because somebody was going to have an issue. There was going to be domestic violence. And Super Bowl Sunday really isn't that much difference. You know, you have all of the elements that create that situation. It's just not, quote, a family holiday. It's not a lot of people in the same house for long periods of time, but all of the elements are still there. And I strongly believe that if you take any type situation where let's kind of break it down and let's talk about it. What are the elements that generally cause people to be unstable? I mean, first and foremost, money. You have situations where people are gambling, and if they see a catastrophic loss, whether it's their home team, their team, or financially, they're going to lash out. You add alcohol on top of that. Most Super Bowl parties that I have ever been, most game parties, most suites that I've been to, honestly, I've been drinking at them. So you know, in the comforts of your own home during a Super Bowl party or during, the big game party or the Super Bowl owl party, whatever you want to call it, that there are people who are partaking too much. I sent some information out. One of the things that I always look for whenever we start talking about things like this, which are not necessarily, they're saying experts don't agree with this and all this other stuff, is I start looking at PubMed and I start looking to see if there is medical research, if there are publications that are outlining that. And I sent a medical journal listing, and this was created in, bear with me 1 second. I want to go back and look at my notes because there was a lot of information in this, but it was created in 2013. And this was funded by the National Institute of Health. And this was a study on football or sports related events, specifically football and domestic violence, and how the two correlated together. So it was actually a very fascinating read. The abstract itself was outlined that they were not only looking, they looked at specific cities and they took specific areas, and then they pulled the information for the games, and then they also pulled like police reports. And yes, honestly, they did see an uptick. They did see details that would indicate that yes, there is a increase of domestic violence during football games. I'm sorry, you look like you were wanting to say something, so I'm going to stop there for just a second.
No, you're good.
Add your 2 cents.
I just wanted to add in, like, this is a controversial. We know that this is a controversial topic, and we do know that people are going to disagree with us on this topic. There's people who are, sports ball for life, and it can do no harm. And if that's your take, that's fine. Also, there's experts. Like, we did find multiple articles where like, oh no, there's no correlation between this at all. But then there's also on the opposite side a lot of articles that are like, oh no, like here's proof that there is. So it's a very divided topic. But once again, we're talking about like the legends of this. So whether it be true or not, it is true enough for people to have a legend about it.
Well, and honestly, a lot of times if you start looking at legends and you look at urban legends and you look at those type of myths and stories, there's some fact that those things are built around. It might not be exactly what is portrayed, but there is usually some basis of fact. I mean, you can even go back and look at things like vampire legends, and vampire legends have some element of fact that create those tales and those stories. There's medical explanations for it all. So
when we were discussing this, and I'm so glad you brought this up, but when we were discussing the topic of this, DL sent me a couple videos of people reacting to the, what was it, Tubi commercial?
From last year, yes.
From last year. And I don't know if y'all saw this commercial. So pretty much the idea of it was, it's in the middle of the sports ball game, and then all of a sudden it looks like someone is playing with the remote and going and choosing to go and change the channel or the station over to Tubi, and then Tubi pops up and it's like scrolling through the things. And it was just like a little prank that they were it was a fun, cheeky commercial.
It was a great idea for a commercial.
It was a great idea for a commercial, but the reactions, and a lot of people got a lot of these on recording, so you can go look up these reactions to see them for yourself. Some people did not pass the vibe check.
No.
When it comes to reactions for this commercial.
So here's the thing, and this was actually brought up to me when I was talking about it. And, the likelihood of somebody knowing that commercial is coming up and recording that. So I feel like some of these may be reenactments based on what happened. But if you go and look at the service industry, people who were talking about their experiences and what happened within the service industry, that is enough to, and there are security camera footage from security from these different bars and these different places that were airing the game when this commercial happened, which leads me to believe that yes, this happened more than you would like to think. But the idea was these people were, they were turning the channels, and there were wait staff, there were service industry people, bartenders who got screamed at, got cussed out. I don't know that anybody was physically attacked, but people become very, very passionate about this game and about their game and their team in particular. And if you notice, we're not really necessarily calling out a singular game. We're not really calling out a singular team or a singular city. This is basically across the nation.
Yeah.
We have created a holiday of sorts. Super Bowl Sunday has become basically a national holiday. We create parties around it. We get friends and family together. We have, specialty snacks. We sit and we watch the game. And, also you have to think that a lot of people have isolated themselves in the house, that they have spent the entire day inside on their own, isolating from the world to get ready for this event. You're spending time cleaning the house, you're prepping snacks. Think of all of the things that can go wrong. If you are preparing food for a party environment and the food does not turn out, things don't, there are so many elements that can cause somebody to lash out at their significant other. But also, and not that I've done this. By the time you get to the game, you're pre-gaming. You have already started drinking.
Yeah.
And we've all been in that. Burned hot wings, which we had tonight. We were not pre-gaming. We were not no, that was such a thing. So although we are not watching the game, we decided that we were going to do our little Super Bowl snacks and have our superb owl snacks, and that we were going to talk about it. But yes, it was. But when you think about teams, fans that have destroyed cities, thank you, Skylar. Yeah. We've seen riots begin over sports. We have seen cities destroyed over sports.
Cars flipped and
that's if your team wins.
Yeah. I'm trying really hard because I know some people are just so diehard for the sports ball, and you can obviously tell if you're at this point in the episode, you can probably tell I'm not. It exists, and go the people who like it. I think my main takeaway when it comes to this is too much of anything is potentially bad. Or bad. Like if you are that into this to the point to where your entire emotions ride on this game, maybe I don't know, maybe therapy, maybe something, go learn to crochet and make little crochet duckies watching the game at the same time, something.
Oh yeah. Honestly, we're at the top of the hour.
Oh, dang.
And I have a lot of information that we did not cover. One of the things that I really wanted to touch on that a lot of people make heroes out of NFL players, and these are not people that should be idolized. And one of the things that I read and was, once again, it was a scientific or medical report that was studying healthcare, and probably more so domestic violence, and some of the things that were pulled out of that was absolutely fascinating. So I'm just going to give a couple of these and then we're going to wrap up. But the NFL has been reported to have the highest rate of domestic violence incidents among professional sports leagues. And this was a 2023 study, by the way. NFL players have a domestic violence arrest rate of 55.4%, higher than the national average. 55.4%. An audit of the NFL player arrests between 2000 and 2014 found that 48% had domestic violence or sexual assault charges. 48% of the players. 48. Okay. I'm just going to skip down. And basically, the NFL players with a history of domestic violence are suspended on an average of 1.5 games. So, and when you think about that, that's not a lot of time. That's not that's not anything heavy. And NFL players are not the only ones. But I did, since that was what we were talking about, there was, they broke it down. There was a lot of other statistics, and it was very alarming. But it really made me sit back as somebody who has season tickets to a college football, who has grown up in that environment, it makes me sit back and look at it and realize that, there are a lot of people out there who look at these players and they idolize them and they make heroes out of them. And quite honestly, there are a lot of other people out there that you should be looking at as heroes, not necessarily a sports personality. But if you are in a situation, and a lot of times domestic violence sneaks up on people and they don't realize until they're really into the middle of it that they are in a bad situation. If you do have if you are concerned at all about somebody, please report it. We will put links and stuff in. I did not think to get all of that together just because we were scrambling and trying to get all this information together, but it's
I gotcha.
so alarming.
So the domestic violence hotline, if you do need to reach out, it is 1-800-799-7233. You can also text the word START to 88788 if you cannot make a phone call.
Thank you.
So please, if you are in a situation where you are not safe, reach out.
And there is another program that I really wanted to mention, but there is a group of mothers and wives. There's a group of basically women who are associated with the NFL who have put together a program called Smooth, SMOOTH, which is to bring awareness to and support survivors of domestic violence. And I think that speaks volumes. Not everybody who is in the arena of athletics is a bad person. There's a lot of really good people involved in it.
Yeah.
But it is also, football is one of those that is probably one of the more violent sports out there. And I know that we talk about it and we love horror and there's a lot of violence in the things that we love, but it doesn't make us want to go out and hurt people. So not that football does, but hey, take it as you see it. With that, also just kind of, can we flash back up the Smoky Mountain?
Right?
Smoky Mountain.
Let's end on a happier note. Can we happier note, please?
Please, because this is such a depressing. There was so much information. I was so depressed reading that. But hey, we're going to be at Smoky Mountain. Hey, you know what? Who I heard is going to be there, and I'm so excited. Billy Zane.
I am really excited about Ron Perlman.
Same. Billy Zane. I know Billy Zane's going to be there. Okay, not good. Okay, and I'm going to ask him if he can do the. Oh my gosh, my brain just went there. Never mind.
Boobs. Ask him if you can do the boobs. What are we doing?
No. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Lost my train of thought. And with that said, pleasant screams.
Is she gonna say it? Am I supposed to say it? Who's gonna say
it? I don't know. Who's gonna say it? I don't know.